If you're trying to scale your ecom brand to over 100K per month, you need more than just great products. You need great tools. And after scaling multiple brands to 7 and 8 figures, now I'm able to identify what are the 5 must-have apps that you need in order to get to 100K per month. For every app I give, I'm gonna give you also a cheaper alternative in case you're on a budget. Okay, so the first app I would recommend is an upsells app. And this is the app I see the most amount of people leaving a lot of money on the table. And the reason why is because a lot of people just don't have any upsells when it comes to their cart, their checkout, their post-purchase experience, aka the thank you page. And with my clients, this is where we capture the most amount of profit. And by just not having any app, you're leaving thousands of dollars every single day. And these only cost a very low amount of money for how much money you're making in return. So yeah, in today's video, I'm gonna recommend you 2 apps. So the one recommended is Rebuy. This one allows you to have AI personalized customer journeys based on your customer's behavior. So let's say that someone goes to your store and when they add to cart any of the products, they're gonna get recommended some upsells based on their behavior they showed them before. So that's why I really like Rebuy. It's very trusted and reliable. And on top of that, it uses AI to make the best upsell depending on every single customer's purchase behavior. Now, another alternative is one-click upsell, Zipify, because this is very, very cheap. And it is also gonna give you a lower quality version of Rebuy, but for a fraction of the price. And you might as well have this alternative than having nothing at all. Again, Rebuy, it's my recommendation to go with the $500 per month option. Again, once you start to get some upsells, so it doesn't feel too much. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend go with one-click upsell. And as you start getting more upsells and as you start getting more money out of every customer, switch into the other one as it's gonna make a lot more sense in the long term. By the way, all the apps I suggest today are apps that you will be able to find on the Shopify App Store. So yeah, you can just check them out here and take it from there. So in conclusion, you must have upsells on your store or you're just leaving probably 30 or 40% of the money that you could be making on the table. And both of these apps have a free trial. And the reason why it's so important to have your customers increase their average order value is because when your customers pay you more, that means you get to spend more on the ad platform you're using to acquire each customer while maintaining and not sacrificing the profit margins of your store. And when you do that, you get to scale very aggressively because the more you spend on Meta or TikTok or whatever you're running ads on, the more money you make. So let's move to app number 2. Every single brand out there needs a reviews app. This is very important. It will just increase your conversion rate because people get to see other people like them already trying the thing that they are skeptical of and having success with it. This creates social proof, and without social proof, you're leaving huge amounts of sales on the table. The one I recommend you to use, and I use it with my clients, is called Looks. So the reason why I went with this one is because you get to put reviews that have images or videos from your customers. Now, why is this important? Because when people are browsing on your store, they need to see people like them achieving the desired outcome, which is why they're in the store in the first place. So having that visual element, again, us as humans, we perceive reality based on what we see. So if we can show people that they're gonna achieve the desired outcome with your products instead of just telling people that they'll do it, your reviews become way more credible. Now, as you start getting more and more reviews, you're gonna get charged more and more. So I would just go with a $2.99 per month plan. However, this, I know it may be expensive for some of you. So I added this cheap alternative called Junip. And yeah, it has a base price of $0. You can start absolutely for free. And then as you start getting more reviews, you move towards $29 per month. And as you start getting even more reviews, you can just move towards Looks, which is a better platform because you get to show a visual element. I've scaled brands to over 600K per month without even having image or video reviews. I would say I do recommend having visuals. It depends on your product, but if you can, go with looks. So app number 3 is you need a retention marketing app. This is extremely important because very similar to the upsells app, if you don't have this app, you are going to leave huge amounts of money on the table. Now, I know many of you have already heard about this app and you probably already have this app installed, so I'm not going to take too much time on it. Basically, email and SMS marketing should account for around 30% of your store's revenue. If not, you probably need to tweak a couple of things here and there. But having said that, you need to get into Klaviyo. This is the best app there is for email. Not only is it the most trusted and reliable, but it's also the one that's the easiest to navigate with Shopify. And you get charged as you start to send more and more SMS and emails. But as you start sending more SMS and emails, you're making more profit in the backend than what you're spending to send them. So again, this is one of my favorites because it's the lowest hanging fruit customers that are ready to buy, and you're paying almost nothing to acquire that customer. So it is a huge deal. Now, app number 4 and 5 are going to be when you start scaling a little bit more. When you're at least at the 50K per month or more, you start to get a lot more traffic on your store and you want to start testing more sophisticated funnels. And the reason why you want to do that is because as you start to get more people into your store, you need to ensure that your store is optimized for the best conversion possible. Think about it like this. If you're making a party at your house, the first thing you need to worry about is to get enough people to the party. But once you have a set amount of people that are guaranteed to attend your party, then you need to start shifting your mindset into how can I make people spend the most amount of money on my party. And as you start to maximize the amount of money people are spending on your party, then scaling the amount of people that come to your party is easier because you have way more money to spend. Same thing happens with e-commerce. When you get a lot of people into your site and people are already buying, if you just get them to spend a little bit more on every single order, that is money you can put on ads and get even more people to your store. So when you start getting people to your store, you need to make sure your landing pages are suited for the best conversion possible. And Replo is, in my opinion, the easiest to use and the most complete landing page builder because you can not only build sophisticated landing pages like advertorials, listicles, so on and so forth, but you can also build product pages. You can also make simple changes on your collection product pages website that can have a lift. And trust me, with just a simple change on the headline, on the offer, or even on the visuals on your product page, you can increase up to 30-40% more revenue. Replo is the easiest to use. However, it is not the most cost effective. And then we have the alternate option, which is Funnelish. Now, Funnelish is better for custom landing pages, advertorials, listicles, all that fun stuff. As you start to scale, it's important that you start to also do more sophisticated funnels with a custom landing page because these are the funnels that are more scalable in the long term. So as you start finding winning ads for your store, what you want to do is also start testing those winning ads with new custom landing pages that you think are going to either increase AOV, increase lifetime gross profit or lifetime value, and start making more scalable funnels. And again, I've done this multiple times with other e-com brands. That's how I've scaled brands to not only 100K per month, but also to multiple 6 and 7 figures per month. The key is to create funnels that when you increase budget, you do not see creative fatigue or diminishing returns. Okay, so let's go into app number 5. Again, this is for when you've already started bringing a lot more traffic and when you're starting to get close to 100K per month. And it becomes even more important when you start to get to 1 million per month. You need to do A/B tests on your site, not only on the product page, but also on the main page and collection pages, so that every visitor is seeing the best customer journey they can see. This one goes hand in hand with the landing page builder because when you start getting people, you need to ensure that you're maximizing the average order value and that you're maximizing the profit per session of your store. So the first option is Intelligems. This is, in my opinion, the best one you can get because it is very reliable and it gets you advanced tests and reports. even on profitability. As I said before, profit per session is the most important metric when it comes to making the most optimized website. Now, as you start to get more visitors and you start to do more A/B tests, it can get really expensive and it can get up to $1,000 per month. However, you're one really good test away from this feeling like it's nothing for the value it's bringing to your store. So when I work with brands that are just starting out with CRO and A/B tests, I just tell them to go with an app like A/B Convert. It has a base price of $59 per month, and I would recommend to stay there because that's all you need. It's gonna allow you to test your first few A/B tests, and that's enough to get the ball rolling. And as you start getting more money out of these A/B tests, you can just upgrade into intelligence as you start to measure more the profit per revenue. I have to say though, A/B Convert is not the most user-friendly. It is not the prettiest when you're using it, but it works. So if you just want to get it started, I think it's a very good option. Everyone can pay $59. You're probably one sale away from making it up, 1 or 2 sales, and it'll get you started on CRO, which is one of the biggest levers of growth when it comes to e-commerce, especially when you start getting closer to 100K per month. Believe it or not, I started using this app with a brand that was making 500K per month, and it has worked just fine for them. So as we start to get more into CRO, we're probably gonna upgrade it to intelligence. But as of now, as we're just starting CRO with them, it's good to just keep it simple and cheap. So that's it for today. Let me know in the comment section if you have any other questions, and I'm gonna be more than happy to answer your comments. If you think your brand is in a position to scale and you wanna work with me, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. I don't really work with everyone, so you're just gonna have to fill out a little form before you schedule the call. And if you qualify, I'm gonna be more than happy to help you get to 100 or even 1 million per month. Having said that, see you in the next video.